Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and to my first video of 2025. A belated Happy New Year to everyone who's watching. And I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who watched the videos that I've put out in 2024. It's really appreciated. Particularly appreciate all the people who've subscribed to the channel. I spotted on New Year's Day, it was literally on New Year's Day, that I tipped over to 250 subscribers, which is absolutely amazing. I'm really happy with that. I'm not doing this for numbers, I'm doing this because I really enjoy doing it, and it's just nice that so many people have subscribed and hopefully watch the videos that I'm putting out. So I'm going to carry on doing them whether you watch them or not. Bad luck, they're still coming. I had a bit of a busy Christmas. I didn't get a huge amount done. There wasn't a lot of railway activity over Christmas, other than my daughter decided just before Christmas, or in the run up to Christmas, that she wanted a railway around the Christmas tree. So obviously I'm not going to turn that down. I wanted to encourage her. You know, she's 14, she's my youngest daughter. So in a bit of a rush job, I managed to put together a circular layout that fitted under the tree. We popped into the Monk's Bar model shop in York whilst doing our Christmas shopping, picked up a couple of bits of flex track and managed to get a ply circle made, framed ish, and under the tree. So that ran over Christmas. Now tree's gone, obviously Christmas is out the way. I've hooked it out and I popped it on the table, and I've rediscovered the joy of just running trains in circles. I love building my shunting layout, I love doing a bit of switching, and I love that aspect of sort of the more detailed side of modelling. Albeit it's one of the things that's really held me back in my modelling, is an obsession I have with trying to get everything as good and as accurate as possible. Which I think is good, you know, it keeps me going, it keeps me striving to work better, but it does hold me back because I think I'm striving to be better than I can be and better than I need to be. So having an oval of track or a circle of track, popping some trains and running them around in circles was just so nice. It sounds silly, but it's really nice just to see a few bits running around. Particularly, I've got the 9 cars from my stack train. I've been collecting them over a period of time. Never ever run them. I may have popped them on the roll paper layout just to look at before and shunt a couple up and down, but they've never had a proper run. So it's been great to have them running around in a circle. Really good fun. I'm probably going to build a couple of 4-foot side sections to slot into it, so it'll run around the tree at Christmas, and then if I set it up in my kitchen, it's the only room I've really got space to set it up, it would then be sort of 8-foot by 4-foot oval, which would be quite nice just to give it a bit of a straight run, and I can get a bit slightly longer trains on there. So yeah, that was the main Christmas railway activity. But in the run up to Christmas, if anyone follows my BlueSky channel, they will have seen that I've been doing quite a bit of weathering. It's my latest obsession. One of the other things that holds up progress on anything, including the layout, is having so many projects on the go. And I'm sure everyone's the same, but I've really got into weathering and graffiti in my rolling stock, and these are the 2 that I did in the run up to Christmas. Western Fruit Express, you would have seen that I think in about October time. I put an update which was planning a few things I was going to do, and I've actually managed to achieve 2 of them, which was weathering the tank car which featured on the previous video that I did, and weathering this Western Fruit Express car. This was one of the first pieces of rolling stock that I picked up when I moved over to modelling the Morristown-Leary Railway. Found a photograph of the yard at Morristown, and there was 2 Western Fruit Express reefers, and I think it was the RS1 number 21 that they're coupled to. They both had graffiti on, and I really liked this graffiti on this car. So I very quickly went onto eBay after finding that picture, had a hunt around, and I found a Western Fruit Express reefer. Only one, so I got it, and that's this one. And this has been a project probably now for a couple of years I've been waiting to do. Run up to Christmas, I had a minor operation. and I couldn't do any work, so I spent a couple of weeks just sitting, airbrushing and painting, and this is basically the result of that. I've put the graffiti on this side as per the prototype. The other side I've just weathered down in a similar fashion to the graffitied side, only obviously without the graffiti on. So that's a project that is actually, for once, something I don't achieve very often, but pretty much finished. I just need to put the new coupling hooks on. I've decided I'm going to dispense with the magnetic couplings because I'm not using them. So put the KDs on, trim them off. I do need to add some cut bars and things on, but this is pretty much finished. So yeah, I've finally managed to actually get something done. And then the other one I've done is this covered hopper with some freelance graffiti on the side. This came about because I wanted to do something a little bit personal. I'm a big fan of graffiti on, I like graffiti on rail cars, maybe more in model form perhaps than real life, but there's some really interesting, really good quality stuff out there. But in model form, I also prefer it if it's taken from the prototype. I do find that some of the sort of freelance graffiti is less authentic, for want of a better phrase. But that aside, I decided I wanted to do a freelance one because I wanted to do something a bit personal. So I asked my daughters if they were to graffiti a car, what would they do? My youngest, I'd say she's 14. She picked. She's had an Eeyore toy pretty much since birth, and it goes everywhere with her even now. And she picked Donkey, so I went with Eeyore there. My eldest daughter, she's 19, so a little bit less interested in choosing anything. The youngest really enjoys watching what I'm doing, but the eldest really doesn't care. But she did, when she was about 5, she drew this little picture of the creepy monster, as she labelled it, and I've had it ever since then. So I thought, you know what, I'm going to do that. So I'll pop that on there. I've had that picture for, as I say, probably 13, 14 years. I've hung on to it. I've just come to sort of put it into the video. Can I find it? No, I can't. I'm sure I've put it somewhere safe. So yeah, the creepy monster was a little picture she drew when she was, say, probably 4 or 5 years old. So I used that on there. It did look a bit stark at first, but now I've weathered the side of the car down a bit. It is looking a bit better. It's kind of tied it all together. Not the greatest weathering. It was looking quite good, and I thought I'd managed to get a fingerprint on it. So in trying to get the fingerprint off, it made a bit of a mess of the weathering. It then transpired it wasn't a fingerprint. These are the cheap, I think they're Walthers cars, and the painting on them is horrendous. I've got 2 of them, and it wasn't a fingerprint. It was just such thick and goopy and unsmooth paint. But then, having partially cleaned it, I then tried to weather it. It was just it did make a bit of a mess of it, and I didn't want to scrub. I didn't want to clear all the weathering off because then that was going to affect the graffiti that I put on. I think it's looking okay now. This isn't finished. I've still got the underside to do, and the other side of the car needs doing as well. So I'll get that done at some point in the fairly near future. I've got a second one of these. Someone again on BlueSky asked me if I could do a video on how I do my graffiti. So the second one of these, I've got a prototype photo of some graffiti which I shall be putting on, and I'll do a probably fairly short video of that. I also managed the other day to find a second one of these. A fellow on eBay selling 3 reefers, 2 in horrendous condition. Luckily the Western Fruit Express one's okay, needs a bit of work, but it'll do. So I shall model the second of the 2 that are photographed on the Morristown Leary. So I can get the pair of them going. Again, I might do a video of that because the other one's got a bit more complicated graffiti on than this, so it might be an interesting one to do. So there you go. That's just a brief rundown of what has or hasn't happened over the Christmas period. I'll see what happens, see what the next video is going to be. It's probably going to be yet another weathering video or graffiti video maybe, I'm not sure which one's going to come first. I've also got the Morristown Leary, oh there goes the dog. I've also got the Morristown Leary 4223, which is going to be weathered as well, and again I will include that as a video in due course, but hopefully, I'm not sure what order I'm going to do them in, but it'd be nice to get some of these projects finished anyway. As usual, if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. I mentioned my BlueSky channel, which had the progress on these on it. I'll put a link into that at the end. There's a growing railway group on there, people posting model railways, model railroad, and I know there's a few people who have got YouTube channels who are on there as well, so I'll put my BlueSky link on there, and there's a starter pack as well, which is mostly UK modelers. I'll put the link to that in as well if anyone's interested. It's a really nice little community developing on there. Okay, thanks again, and I'll see you on my next video.